You know who it is, what it do with it, how we do it with it, when it do it with it. What's up, baby? We doing that night hour, man. The twilight hour. 12 o'clock on the East Coast, man. The coronavirus all over the place. All you hear every day, and everybody talking about them stimulus checks too. We got to get it. Waiting on them. I'm waiting on them stimulus checks like this. Ready. That a brother telling me, he said, I don't want to hear nothing else on the news. I don't want to hear nothing else on the news but that stimulus check. That's it. That fire in the back, look at that. That fire in the back right there. Fire in the back. Shoot, man, this is the late night hour. The late night comedy hour. With your host, comedian Tyrante Brown. We doing it in the dark. What they say? Doing it in the dark. Doing it in the park. Oh yeah. Y'all know about that. Oh yeah. It's a book right here, man. Y'all know about Petey Greene. Oh, Petey Greene. Laugh if you like. Ain't a damn thing funny in this land of milk and honey. Petey Greene, a legend, man. The name of this book is Laugh If You Like, Ain't a Damn Thing Funny. The life story of Ralph Petey Greene, told to Luma Rackley. Petey Greene, I think Petey Greene passed away in 1982. Yeah, I think I'm right about 82. This is a great book. I haven't finished it yet, but it also gives a lot of history of Petey Greene, his time in prison. You know, he was already doing, comedy as well. He was on the stage a few times, well, more than a few times from what I heard. I didn't know Petey Greene did stand up. I saw the movie and all, so I didn't know that. So it's a very insightful book. It's also a classic, a historical classic. Ralph Petey Greene was a comic genius who spent years clowning around and spiraled into life's lowest depths. Then he conned, rhymed, and speechified his way to heights he hardly dared imagine. Using lessons from his unconventional grandmother, he gained national recognition with Petey Greene's Washington on cable BET. And when he signed off with I tell it to the hot, I tell it to the cold, I tell it to the young, I tell it to the old. I don't want no laughing, I don't want no crying, and most of all, no signifying. Viewers ask, who is this man? Answers and introduces two characters destined to capture hearts. You know what, man? Let's keep it real. A lot of grandmas, man. A lot of grandmas are responsible for a lot of the humor that you will see in the African American community. The Afro, I guess you say Afro humor, black humor. The mothers play a role in that, man. My grandma was funny. I got funny grandfathers too. I got a lot of funny peoples in my line family, Still finding out others, way more elder than I am, was very funny guys. But my grandmother and I was very close with her, so she was very funny. We actually used to do the dozens with each other when I was a kid, and I already had experience doing the dozens in the schools, neighborhood playground, on the corners. But I never knew that she was just as good at it, or even better at it than I was. And we battled one night. I know it sounds crazy, but I kept cracking jokes on it. She started responding and shut me down quick. And you gotta understand, you're like, shoot, that's where I get it from. That's where I get it from. I get it from my grandmother, I was real close with her. My grandfather was quick with it, and many others. So I like talking about black humor because of the history of it, the experience. That black humor is like no other humor, no other expression due to the experience. Because if you really want to know, black humor consists of trauma. Let's just say it. It consists of trauma. To laugh as I read one time, if you read the Richard Pryor Convictions, to laugh to keep from crying. And once you study the experience that we have faced here in this country and the world, you will understand the depth of that self-expression, and to this very day. So, I decided to go back and study, the history, the plantation, the minstrel shows, to see who was doing it before me, way before me, and to understand and learn from that experience and pick up and carry on. Because what that does is it gives you responsibility, a sense of a mission that you must carry on the story, the legacy of this story, to tell it to the world. So, and anybody could study it, the truth of it. You look at the movie, what was that, Dolomite, with Eddie Murphy portraying Dolomite. He was this guy, just in the alley, man. Some, dude, he took and created and shaped and created. Dolomite was based on a real, actual person. That if you watch the movie on Netflix, that was an actual guy who spoke like that, who talked like that, and conducted himself like that. And I can tell you, we all don't pretty much grew up with some characters. But if you grew up in the inner city, in the ghetto, the hood, you definitely came across so many characters, and yeah, and people come from all walks of life. Maybe they had family members who were. If you lived in the suburbs, you probably still was exposed to a lot of different crazy characters. Trust me. Don't let the suburbs fool you. I learned that out. Don't let the suburbs fool you. There's a lot of stuff be going on in the suburbs, man. A lot of stuff. But yeah, laugh if you like it, and a damn thing funny. The story of Ralph Petey Greene. Petey Greene, comedic legend. Man, I just want to give a acknowledgement of history, to Petey Greene, because as you see, he sat in a wicker chair as I'm sitting in one, and it's definitely an inspiration and influence. Petey Greene, Ralph Petey Greene. Sure, I used to have this chair right here. I grew up in a wicker chair when I was I didn't grow up in a wicker chair, but my mom had a wicker chair, when I was coming up as a kid. And this just stands at the heart of how I feel about the whole vintage retro thing, So, Ralph Petey Greene, man. Laugh if you like, ain't a damn thing funny. This land of looking honey. Later hour, you with Toronte Brown in the later hour. Just wanted to review that book. Check it out. Laugh if you like, ain't a damn thing funny. It's the land of milk and honey. I think it got no pictures. It got some pictures in here. I can find them. Petey Greene. Look at that. There he is. Yeah, he is. Petey Greene. Petey Greene. See. Oh, shoot. I'll read a little bit, man. Though based on the actual antics and characters in the life of Petey Greene, Laugh If You Like offers a prototype of the early years of many black men of Petey's generation throughout the United States, men raised by Southern grandmothers during the 1930s, when racial segregation and poverty set the tone for their lives. What made this story remarkable is the way Petey employs the indomitable spirit and the coping mechanism his grandmother, Aunt Pig, passed on to him. Her unconventional wisdom colors his outlandish response to the radical racial and economic oppression that constantly threatened to lock him away from recognition and accomplishment. Because Laugh If You Like is set in Washington, D.C., the story treats the reader to a rare glimpse of life in the nation's capital in the mid-1930s from the other side of the tracks. In young Petey's world, television were yet to enter American homes, but radio linked the country with news of the Depression and, at the end of the decade, World War II. Boys carrying shoe-shine boxes jumped on and off trolley cars clanging from Pennsylvania Avenue past Franklin Delano Roosevelt White House along other many routes on $1-a-week passes. Holy. Boy, I know your mouth gonna get you killed or get you rich one day. Cause you the talkingest damn boy I ever seen. Hell, up now and go up to bed. From a corner behind him, Petey heard his grandma, Aunt Pig, her deep, slow voice evoking her South Carolina roots. When she told him to hush his mouth, he always wanted to laugh because Aunt Pig also ordered him to hiss up the window when she wanted it open. Hush and hey sounded the same in Aunt Pig's dialect. Great story, man. Great story. I might cover some more later. Check me out, man. You know who it is in late night hour. Bow, 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 bow.